just made. I now give the floor to the distinguished representative of Paraguay to introduce the statement of the head of state. Thank you, President. I have the honor to introduce the statement by His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Paraguay, Don Mario Abdo Benitez. Distinguished President of the General Assembly, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, as we hold this virtual assembly, I extend my warm greetings to everyone in these difficult circumstances due to the pandemic, at a time when we are more united than ever in a spirit of solidarity. I greet and congratulate Ambassador Volkan Bozkır on his election as President of the General Assembly, and I wish him every success. My greetings and gratitude go as well to the Secretary General, Antonio Gutierrez. I thank him for the work he has done. Mr. President, coronavirus is changing everyone's reality, and it has brought with it a great deal of pain and uncertainty. There's been considerable loss of life, and it has put our healthcare systems in all our countries to the test. I agree with the German Chancellor Angela Merkel that this is the greatest challenge we have faced since the Second World War. The health crisis has also led to an economic crisis with the loss of jobs, indebtedness, and difficulty making payments. No country was prepared for this. And that is why I believe that the multilateral financial organizations should redesign their strategies to promote economic recovery. They should have a more humanistic approach. They need to show solidarity in these exceptional circumstances. Excellencies, today's world presents us with problems which we cannot tackle in isolation. We need to further multilateralism because it is an effective tool to respond to all of the needs which we share. I'm referring to the search for peace, protecting human rights, non-proliferation of nuclear weapons, protecting the environment, combating climate change, and international trade based on principles and rules. And therefore, I would underscore the value of Agenda 2030 for Sustainable Development as a roadmap to guide us towards a fairer world for future generations. Landlocked developing countries have special needs and particular challenges which must be attended to. Paraguay would therefore highlight the importance of ensuring the effective implementation of the Vienna Programme of Action in this area, in particular by transit countries. In a spirit of integration and to increase trade for the mutual benefit of our economies and societies, Paraguay has called for a prompt signing of the agreement between Mercosur and the European Union, as well as the European Free Trade Association. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, I reaffirm Paraguay's commitment to protect life, families, human rights according to our Constitution, and therefore we firmly condemn terrorism and criminal groups who use children and teenagers as human shields to protect themselves, who blow them up, who expose them to violence, who indoctrinate them and train them in the use of weapons. Children who should be in their homes today are used to carry out crimes which include kidnapping, extortion, and drug trafficking simply to stay alive. This has brought pain to our families. Paraguay is suffering from this, and I therefore reaffirm the duty to protect the inhabitants of my country from these criminal groups who thinly camouflage their ideology or their illicit behavior in ideologies and to use propaganda to distort the truth. Illegal actions are often more bold when they have something to hide and when they are putting up a front of goodness and altruism. But Paraguay is not fooled, and we will not stop until these people have met with the full weight of the law. The doors of my country are always open so that international organizations can come in and assist us and see what we are doing. Paraguay is acting with transparency, and we are always following the law. Mr. President, Paraguay calls for a change in the Security Council so that it can become more inclusive and fit to meet threats to international peace and security. We will continue to contribute to peacekeeping operations with our contingents, as we have done for decades. Delegates, the Venezuelan diaspora is the second largest in the world. More than 5 million Venezuelans have been forced to emigrate to our countries. Once again, I express my solidarity with the suffering of the Venezuelan people, and Paraguay will continue to support international denunciations of human rights violations in Venezuela. On the basis of the principle of universality which characterizes this organization, we support Taiwan's request to be included in the UN system. We also welcome the historic restoration of diplomatic relations between the United Arab Emirates, Bahrain with Israel under the auspices of the United States of America. We hope that these new ties will contribute to peace and prosperity in the Middle East. Excellencies, it is only by working together on a common goal, by having a modern international architecture which is up to the circumstances we are facing, that we will achieve the results that our people need and expect from us. I will leave you by recalling the words of His Holiness Pope Francis. When we come through this pandemic, we will not be able to continue doing what we have done before, the way we did it before. Everything will be different. Out of the great trials facing mankind, including pandemics, we come out of them for better or for worse, but we are not the same. May this renewed meeting with solidarity be a constant one and help us to come out better. Thank you. On behalf of the General Assembly, I would like to thank the President of the Republic of Paraguay for the statement he has just made. I will now give the floor to the distinguished representative of Afghanistan to introduce the